evening I'd like to talk to you about a problem that we in America are having right now. It's a major problem of obesity. It's a problem for me because I've dealt with being overweight and being obese all my life. At one point in time, I was 475 pounds. I had developed sleep apnea. I had increased heart rate. I was pre-diabetic, meaning I wasn't as bad. I didn't have the need for insulin or anything like that, but if I didn't do something about it, I would be diabetic and I would have a very strict diet. Obesity has become such a problem in America. Actually, even in Ohio, obesity rates have risen from 1985 to 2006 from 11 to 20% higher from 85 to 2006. Another indicator that it's become a real problem, especially in our schools with our children, is the fact that in 1994, only 2 states had laws requiring nutritional standards for school lunches. Now, there's over 18 states that have standards, laws that have to be met for schools and school lunches. What is obesity? Obesity, the actual definition of it, is excessively high amount of body fat or adipose tissue in relation to lean body mass, or a body mass index of above 30. To be overweight, you have to have a BMI between 25 and 29.9. Okay? BMI stands for body mass index. To get the calculation, you take your weight in pounds, multiply that by 703, and divide it by your height in inches squared. There's actually on obesityinamerica.org, there's actually a link to a calculator that can tell you what your body mass index is. Right now, the body mass index, as a clinical dietitian at Community Mercy Health Partners told me, the BMI is the most reliable thing they have now. It's the cheapest to do. There are other things like a bioelectrical feedback, where they send electricity through your body to determine how quickly it goes through. The higher fat, the slower it goes through your body, because fat is not a conductor of electricity. There's some main factors that contribute to the rise in obesity in America. What happens to be our sedentary lifestyles. You know, we always hear about our parents or grandparents saying they want to make things better for their children or their grandchildren. The only problem is, with making things better, making things easier, we don't move around as much. We don't do as much physical labor as people did before. That, combined with the fact that our caloric intake has increased dramatically. Put those together, and you've got obesity rates skyrocketing. You know, there are ways that you can battle obesity. Everybody can do them. It's not, you don't have to be some college graduate or doctorate or anything like that. There's some simple things that you can do. And heck, if I've done it, believe me, you guys can do it, okay? Decreasing your caloric intake. Instead of having a 16-ounce steak, have an 8-ounce steak. Instead of putting all the butter and sour cream and salt on a baked potato, just put a little bit. Only eat half the baked potato. Eat less snacks. Okay? Increase your physical activity. Park a little further away from the door you're going into. You burn more calories walking from the 15th parking spot than the 2nd parking spot. Increase your intake of fruits, vegetables, and lean meat. Chicken, turkey breast. When you go in to the store to get meat, instead of buying the ground meat that's 85.15, get some that's 93.7 or 90.10. Doing that can help with this. And also, one of the biggest things is watching what you drink. A lot of calories that people have are from drinking sugary sodas or sports drinks. You know, a lot of people think, oh, well, I've done a lot of physical activities, I should drink a sports drink. Those have so much sugar, they're almost as bad as soda. Okay? A great way, and again, the clinical dietitian told me that drinking water, increase your water, that helps a lot. You feel a lot fuller. That's another little trick. So you don't eat as much. There are some programs that can help with weight loss. You know, we've all heard the Jenny Craig, the Nutrisystems, the Weight Watchers. Some companies are doing where they will give you like a discount on doing Weight Watchers. Some companies are doing, you know, aerobics classes and things like that at the company for their employees to get their health better. There are things like the lap band or gastric bypass, which is a very serious, very extreme thing and should not be taken lightly when you do it. There are some weight loss medications. The only problem is with the weight loss medications, you run the risk they can increase your heart rate and cause other problems. Another problem with obesity is the health effects it has on you. As I said before, with myself, I was pre-diabetic. It can cause type 2 diabetes, where you can become insulin dependent or you have to eat certain foods. High blood pressure, you know, cardiac disease, heart disease, the sleep apnea, which I have, you know, could have actually caused me to have a heart attack. So there are some very bad benefits, not benefits, but side effects to being overweight and being obese. Now, there are benefits to losing weight, keeping weight off. One is you live longer, you're more active, and you're happier. You know, we all see the funny, you know, the happy little girl at the gym that's all energetic and she's a little thin and just gets on your nerves. But, you know, she's happier. She's not as tired. It takes a lot more energy to move a heavier person around than it does to move less weight around. So you're going to be less tired. You're going to have more energy, and hopefully most people get happier. You're less likely to get obesity-related illnesses like diabetes, sleep apnea, heart disease, actually even arthritis and joint pain can be attributed to being overweight. You know, think about it, your hips, your back, your knees, your ankles, carrying around all that weight for a long period of time, it's just going to break them down and break them down. And also, not a lot of people think about this, less money spent with doctors and medications, clothes. I can attest to this, clothes are a lot cheaper when you're thinner. You know, you're paying for material in that case. So you may be spending a lot more money on fruits and vegetables, but you're saving money on other things too. And also, with exercising, getting out with your family, walking around, getting everybody healthy, you're spending time with your family. You're creating more of a family bond. And that can make things better in that aspect. One of the things is I wanted to see who would be willing to go along with a letter that I've written to the Springfield School Board about getting better nutritional standards in the school and keeping those nutritional standards. So by show of hand, who would be in agreement with that? Great, thank you. In review, you know, obesity has become a big problem in the U.S., and we all need to do something about it. I urge you to go home. You don't have to go home and change your lifestyle overnight. That's just not even conceivable. But do something. Quit drinking as much soda. You know, take a little bit less when you're eating. Take a little bit smaller portion size. Get your family and go for a walk, 15, 20, 30 minutes, and it can help you a lot.